Imagine a love so powerful, it defied empires. A romance whispered in secret gardens under the moonlight of Hyderabad. This isn't a fairy tale. It's the true story of James Achilles Kirkpatrick, a British resident, and Khair-un-Nissa, a noblewoman of Hyderabad. A story of hidden letters, forbidden meetings, and a love that risked everything. Today, we rejourneying back to the turn of the 19th century to uncover the secrets of their clandestine romance. How did a high-ranking British official and a teenage Muslim noblewoman, separated by culture, politics, and strict social codes, manage to fall in love? The answer lies in the most intimate and dangerous of communications: their secret letters. Their story began with a glance, a spark of connection across a crowded room. But in a world where Khair-un-Nissa was kept in strict purdah, hidden from the eyes of men outside her family, direct communication was impossible. James was a powerful figure, the representative of the British East India Company, but even he could not simply approach her. Any open contact would bring scandal and ruin upon them both. So, how did they bridge this impossible divide? They turned to a network of trust, relying on loyal servants and messengers who became the lifelines of their burgeoning love. These weren't just ordinary couriers. They were confidants who risked their own positions and perhaps even their lives to carry messages between the British residency and the Zenana, the women's quarters where Khair-un-Nissa lived. Picture this: a trusted handmaid, perhaps slipping a small folded note into the folds of her sari, a loyal servant of Kirkpatrick's household waiting in a bustling market, pretending to haggle over spices while discreetly receiving a precious message. Each exchange was a masterclass in espionage, fueled by the desperate need to connect. These messengers weren't just carrying paper. They were carrying hopes, fears, and the very essence of a forbidden passion. They were the invisible threads weaving the tapestry of this secret love affair. And what was in these letters? They were a beautiful fusion of two worlds. James, a man of letters educated in the British tradition, would write in eloquent English prose, pouring out his admiration and growing affection. He spoke of her beauty, her intelligence, and the spell she had cast upon him. His words were direct, heartfelt, and filled with the longing of a man utterly captivated. But Khair-un-Nissa's replies were a different kind of poetry, written in elegant Persian, the language of courtly love and high culture in India. Her letters were filled with beautiful, intricate She likely used the rich tradition of Persian poetry to express her feelings, employing metaphors of the nightingale and the rose, the moth and the flame, classic symbols of a lover's devotion and suffering. For her, love wasn't just an emotion. It was an art form, expressed with a delicacy and depth that James found intoxicating. Imagine James poring over her letters with the help of a translator, discovering a whole new world of emotion and expression. And Khair-un-Nissa reading his straightforward declarations of love, perhaps finding them refreshingly direct compared to the veiled illusions she was used to. Their letters were more than just communication. They were a cultural exchange, a meeting of hearts and minds across a vast divide. They were learning each other's language of love. But with every letter exchanged, the danger grew. The thrill of a secret message received was always shadowed by the chilling fear of discovery. What if a letter was intercepted? What if a messenger was caught or betrayed them? The consequences would be catastrophic. For Khair-un-Nissa, it meant public shame, disownment by her family, and a life ruined. For James, it could mean the end of his career, a political scandal that would echo all the way back to London. Every rustle of leaves, every unexpected footstep would have sent a jolt of anxiety through them. The very air they breathed was thick with risk. This constant threat didn't diminish their love. It intensified it. The danger made every word more precious. Every successful exchange, a victory against the forces trying to keep them apart. Their love wasn't just a romance. It was a rebellion, a quiet, defiant act against the rigid conventions of their time. Eventually, letters were not enough. The written word could only convey so much. They needed to see each other, to hear each other's voices, and so they planned their most audacious move, yet a secret rendezvous. Under the cloak of darkness, shielded by the lush foliage of a hidden garden, their two worlds would finally collide. This wasn't a casual meeting. It was a meticulously planned operation. Loyal servants would stand guard, creating diversions and watching for any sign of trouble. Khair-un-Nissa, likely disguised, would have been slipped out of the heavily guarded inn, her heart pounding with a mix of terror and exhilarating anticipation. James, leaving the residency under some pretext, would make his way to their secret meeting spot. Imagine them there, in a secluded corner of a garden, the air fragrant with the scent of jasmine and tuberose. The moon of Hyderabad, a silent witness, would have cast a silvery glow on their faces as they finally stood before one another. For the first time, they could speak freely, away from prying eyes and listening ears. In those stolen moments, their connection, nurtured through secret notes and whispered messages, blossomed into a profound love. They would have talked for hours, sharing their dreams, their fears, and their hopes for a future that seemed impossible. It was in that garden, under the watchful moon of Hyderabad, that they likely decided they could not live without each other, no matter the cost. Their love story didn't end in that garden. It was only the beginning. James, deeply in love, took the unprecedented step of formally asking for Khair-un-Nissa's hand in marriage. He even adopted the title Hashmat Jang, magnificent in battle, and embraced many local customs to be with her. They did marry, had 2 children, and for a brief, beautiful time, they lived their impossible dream. Theirs is a story that reminds us that love can bridge any divide of culture, religion, or empire. It's a testament to the courage of 2 people who chose each other against all odds. Their romance immortalized in the hidden letters and secret meetings that started it all. A true jewel in the history of Hyderabad. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the past. If you enjoyed this story, please give this video a like, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more hidden histories. Let me know in the comments what you found most fascinating about James and Khair-un-Nissa's story. Until next time, stay curious.